Hey everybody, I'm Griffin, that's Theta, and welcome back to another Stoneface reaction. We're reacting to Gundam Iron-Blooded Orphans, and if I recall from last time, Griffin died. So, this is my last episode. You're seeing, like, the ghost or after image of me. We're doing, like, the deep dive episode where it's actually just a metaphor, but I'm not really here. We'll see you next time, Everett.
If I knew how long you were going to talk, I would have uploaded a red X to put over you real quick. Somewhere on
You can do
the,
it in post.
somewhere on the computer in my downloads folder, I still have that gray screen sepia tone of you with the two red X's over your eyes. That one time you died in Hackmaster, I think. That I just put up over you.
Yeah, that one's a little ancient at this point. But so they were defending the island for a weird Japanese guy who wants to go back and take over as long as he can get to the diet, at which point apparently he becomes president because reasons that haven't been elaborated on yet.
I don't know that he's going to
Uh
become president.
yeah. He has been the island was shelled pretty heavily, but of course that was more of like a scare tactic. The not Oz forces, trying to remember what they were called, uh,
Galahorn.
descended. Gallerhorn did not manage to capture anyone. They were completely fooled. But the main Gallerhorn strike force of like our new cool commander and her whole squad, fortitudinous and whatever. I forgot the motto already. It's been a week and it's all just slipped out of my brain. They had a fight with all the main characters, and in the main character brawl, of course, Orca and Griffin were just like hanging out on the sidelines and the command mobility worker. And so they decided to go for that because that was a really easy target and totally the right move, actually. And someone died for it.
Well, she was angry because they're just killing her men left and right. And, she
Hmm.
actually cares about her people. So it really pissed her off. And she
Hmm.
went after the easiest target around. It's like, am I going to fight these two mechs, which are killing all of my men? Or am I going to show them you can't just kill my people with impunity? And I kill their. What's that, a mobile worker? I'll just go kill one of those.
Yeah, just driving by at the wrong time, right?
I don't know why they're hanging out in a mobile worker. Everyone else is in a mech or off in the safe
Command
spot.
mobility vehicle is what it was. They need to do command, and they just need something to shuffle them from place to place. And Griffin was basically just the driver there.
They had a dude sitting up there with a sniper rifle. All he could have done is just like, yeah, they're over there. I can see them. Nope, they're over there too. I can see them there. All they needed, they could have done this over radio.
When's the last time I remember a sniper rifle in Gundam that wasn't strictly used by a mobile suit? Oh, right, that was like 5 episodes ago. Never mind.
Yeah, when Fumiton got shot.
There you go. So there is total precedent. They could have just done that.
Well, I just mean that's basically what they were doing. They just decided
Hmm.
to be out in the field for no
I
reason.
I guess to be fair, they were always going to be out in the field because the entire island was under attack. There
Yeah,
wasn't an
except
alternative there necessarily.
there was. Well, there was two alternatives. You would be in the trap zone, which the house thing. We mentioned a bridge that we didn't think the Gundams would be able to cross anyway because it's made of wood. And then
Hmm.
you also have the D-Day zone, which is where Kudelia and everybody are sneaking off on a boat. So clearly
Right, they're going to vote.
there are positions on the island where you could be and not be in the combat. Because specifically, as I mentioned in my diatribe of things I hated about this episode, were namely, they could have just shelled the entire island, and they didn't.
Right. Why don't you just blow it all up? And I think the answer was because they were trying to capture Kudelia alive still.
You keep saying that. We know that they thought Kudelia was at the house. That's why they
Hmm.
go to the house to try and capture her. Shell everything but the house. The house is sitting off in the water, by the way, which is also away from the island, so you can still shell the entire
I think it
island.
was like on a little central lake.
Either way, you're still fine to shell the island. Namely,
Right.
how about shelling all of the military parts of the island, like the
I guess it doesn't
airfield
help
and
that
the
we don't know
storage?
their explicit objectives for the mission, but they also weren't strictly necessary for us to know.
Well, they clearly, it seemed to me, based on what we got, capture
Mm.
Cordelia, eliminate the invaders. Like they clearly weren't trying to capture the rest of the people,
Oh yeah, no, they don't care about them.
but
Space
they were
rats.
clearly trying to capture Cordelia, though.
Hmm.
So you know that shell the airfield, shell the storage container places where they're obviously keeping the Gundams, shell everything. Just don't shell where you think Cordelia's at. And knowing that we know that Cordelia wasn't there anyway, didn't matter either way.
Right, right. We have some dramatic irony on our side, one way or another.
Shock and awe.
Uh,
That's all I'm saying. Shock and awe.
but I believe this episode there's going to be a whole bunch of grieving. They hinted at that in the preview, and Tudelia probably is going to go do a speech, or at least start getting involved in Earth politics.
And I'm assuming that one of my newest favorite characters is probably going to die because, you know, her head was being held in a vice, and seems like the invincible main character is angry now, and he's also a psychopath. So
I thought she already died, but we'll clarify that once the episode starts, I think.
no, you remember at the end of last episode, he had her head in that like vice type thing he was using as a weapon.
Yeah.
But he like froze and watched as we saw Griffin die, and he was like super angry, but she was still alive because she was like the last thing we saw was like her face, and then Vice goes around it, but he doesn't do anything.
Right. How is she going to get out of this one is my question.
Well, I
So let's find
assume,
out.
much like all the other characters I care about, she is killable, which makes
She
her
gets out of
story.
it by death. There we go.
Well, I mean, well, let's see. The thing is that she has a backstory. We saw her as a child interacting with the other two main Galahorn characters we spent a lot of time with. We see her in orbit, practicing with her men, and she has backstory.
Oh no.
She has
Oh
plot.
no, they're putting her in the fridge. She's going to become the motivation for the other characters now once she dies. Oh no.
Well, I'm just indicating that she has interesting plot elements around her, but she's also on the bad guy side, or bad guy side. I don't think there's any bad guys here specifically. Um, and that makes her interesting, and it also makes her killable, which makes her more interesting. A killable character is a character I have interest in. If a character I don't think is killable, I'm not on the edge of my seat when they get into a fight.
But Mikazuki could die at any moment.
He surfboarded his way to the planet. I'm just saying that if I think my character can die, I'm paying rapt attention every moment they're on screen. Because for all I know, a sniper rifle could come out and they could get shot. Whereas our main characters are walking adamantite. They're basically invincible. Nothing is going to happen to them. I could care less when they get into a fight, unless they get into a fight with my guy. And then my guys are unkillable. Hate me, by the way, I have mustache.
There you go. Remember, everybody in the comments, hate mustache guy.
Hate me for hating everything you like.
So, I guess with most of that out of the way, let's watch and see what happens.
Are you sure we should have gone without orders to retreat?
Look, we're just lucky we got Lady Carter out of there. But now she's with us.
They just skipped to it.
Works for me. Like your asshole main characters are cheaters, I'll take this cheat on my side.
I like how the hardened mercenaries just like turn their head and go, "War, what is it good for?" It's like you get paid for this. Here, just go ahead and edit in Lacrimosa for this whole scene. Oh wait, no, they got their own tragic music.
Hey, are you alright?
Yeah, I'm sorry.
literally not the first time they've lost people, by the way. They had a whole Fireworks in Space episode about this, where they celebrated the person's life.
But he was a primary character, so everyone is more
I
affected
don't
by
know
it.
if he's primary. He was very close to primary. Primary adjacent. Ah, crap. You made one of the characters I do like in this crew cry.
How are we supposed to tell his little sister's back on Mars?
Bold assumption that you all are getting back to Mars.
Here together.
Well, I mean, you can still send the message.
Let's take you home.
We can't do that. Until our job's finished, we have to see it through.
Gosh, what a tragic chain of, like, deaths in that universe for that family. It's like, first it's Biscuit's brother, he kills himself, sends a message, Biscuit dies, and now someone has to send the message to the girls, then they're gonna die.
Thank you.
Well, I mean, arguably, first it was their parents.
And report to me.
Remember, orphans.
That is true, we gotta start somewhere.
Fought hard. Carter must be pretty resilient to have lived. I'm impressed. Although if she died there, she wouldn't have to bear the shame of her failure anymore. I can only imagine the look of disgust on my father's face.
Specialist Major Bodwin has just arrived at headquarters, sir.
Weird thing for him to fantasize about.
This is nothing like we discussed. The election was to end.
I mean, to me,
without
it's more
Tomonosuke
weird that he has time to
Makanai ever
get back
leaving
from
the
orbit
island.
in his disguise
I'm
down to a
appointed as Prime
Gallarhorn
Minister of Arbor,
administration
and then we'll
post
be able to seize the power.
in uniform.
You said that
He's
was
very
the plan.
efficient.
Apparently.
What she did was totally unnecessary. I spent years as her guardian, giving her all my support. I maintained her family status, and this is how Carter repays me? Such an impetuous tomboy.
Makanai's whereabouts are still unknown, but if he were to appear in Parliament,
No need to worry. We know where he's headed, so it's only a matter of time now. He won't get too far. In 2 weeks, you
We'll
will
just
be
assassinate our
elected to
political
office.
rivals.
I should go. They'll need me back at headquarters soon. Might as well start preparing your inauguration speech. I've spent years lining this up as carefully as possible. I married McGillis into the
Here we go.
Bodwins, became a guardian for the Issue family's daughter, and strengthened my position within the Seven Stars. Now, if I can assume the power of Arbrow through Henri Fleur, my position will be even greater. I can't afford to make a wrong move.
Which is why he's pissed off at her.
Yeah, he's playing the normal politics game. His son is playing the I'm gonna turn everything on its head game.
Battlefield, me of all people. Meanwhile, my precious subordinates are being slaughtered out there. I'll never forgive them. Now there's only one mission: pursue the enemy until every last one of them is destroyed.
But, ma'am, the Regulatory Bureau's ordered us to return at once.
Just ignore it.
Colonel, this
Tell
one
the
was
Regulatory
issued from
Bureau
Lord
we
Farley
have a
himself.
battleship.
What's
What are
that?
they gonna do?
Lady Carter, I think it'd be best if we just head back.
After all, the Farids are your guardian family. You shouldn't disregard them.
Those miserable space rats. Next time I see them, I'll tear them apart.
Just I'm saying. Is everything anyone in the commenters would probably be thinking, hey, you should be feeling this about Griffin? I'm feeling that about her and her subordinates.
You've been given the solution.
And this guy, obviously.
Look, McGillis.
Oh yeah, he's still just undergoing surgery. I thought he'd be done faster.
I'm well aware that I
Because they're
can't
staving
behave
him.
like this.
His body was undergoing necrosis. They weren't going to just commit surgery to save his life. He was actively in the process of dying.
And having to give up being human.
Giving up being human, huh? Well, it's been said.
Yeah, that's just
if it weren't for that single
good way to
choice,
put how far gone he
civilization
was right
wouldn't
there.
exist.
What are you talking about?
300 years ago, the Calamity War was taking its toll, affecting everyone. Humanity itself faced extinction.
Ooh,
For people
lore.
to try and live on, they knew the only answer was to end the fighting. But it had to be done by breaking the balance of power, using strength surpassing human abilities. People sharing the same vision came together, forming an organization beyond countries and economic blocs. They invented
A
a mechanism
conspiracy.
that could heighten the maneuverability of man's greatest military achievement to its farthest limits. After rigorous testing, they created the Alea Vignana system and engineered 72 mobile suits that could display its full potential on the battlefield.
The Gundam frames.
Tracing it back, everything stems from that point. The selfless ones who gave up being human to save their own
There you go.
race
So there's 72
would
of them,
later
and
go
they are
on to
very
become
special.
The organization we now know as Gallarhorn.
These days, the very system responsible for our salvation has been reduced to a hated relic of the war. How ironic.
Indeed. And in the 300 years since its inception, Gallarhorn has grown corrupt, becoming a hotbed for those struggling to gain power. Incidentally, were you aware that Carter's fleet failed in their pursuit of Tekkadan?
They did?
Kudelia escaped with them.
Like, you know, just like
And they
everyone
managed
else
to bring
we've ever
Arbrau's
sent after
former
them.
leader, Machina.
Actually.
We lost contact in the Pacific.
We've got satellite surveillance. How could they all just disappear like that?
Exactly.
Well, more than likely,
What have I been
there's an
saying?
informant hiding among our ranks. Further proof of their corruption.
Hey, there you go. It was a spy.
They could learn something from the loyalty that Ein's shown. Maybe more than anyone
The angle of that
else,
camera,
he embodies
I really
the
feel like
essence
they
of
just
what it
slid
once
down
meant
the
to be a
floor.
member of Gallarhorn. Where are we?
A research facility. Until very recently, development of the Alea Vignana was conducted right here.
Really?
You must understand, Gaelio. This isn't just for Ein's sake. It's for ours as well.
300 years of tech
Show
upgrades
them
for a
the
new
spirit of
Gundam.
Gallarhorn, sacrificing your needs for the greater good. Just as soon as he has the system implanted, you can join Ein and destroy them. Then there'll be no question that we are the ones with the power to lead.
Sure. Might makes right, right?
Yep, that's what he's working on.
Is that it?
I wonder if boss is doing okay. We haven't gotten any orders in a while.
Yeah.
Yeah, we haven't seen Orca.
We heard him at the very
Not since the
beginning.
stream. Yeah, heard him.
I'm sure it was terrible. Damn Gallarhorn to hell. Next time around, I'm gonna kill him.
Calm down.
You are invading their home world, you sons of bitches!
Aren't you even mad
I'm
about
just
what
predicting
happened?
Orca's gonna be like completely destroyed. Mikazuki's gonna walk in and just like, yeah, Griffin's dead.
Come on, you guys.
One date.
That's enough! Now go and argue somewhere else. Some people want to eat their food in
By the way, I had a half second of buffering there, so if I scream something out a half a second after you said something.
So, is Orga doing any better?
I brought him some food earlier, but he didn't come out.
Everyone's so clumsy these days.
Sorry.
Proving to me that I'm a half
Are
second
you
behind.
alright? You sure?
Man, Griff, you're like psychic.
My mind has expanded ever since we went to space. I am a new type now. I can see when people drop stuff on the floor ahead of time.
I'm fine.
Whether you've seen this happen so many times, you're just super genre savvy.
She keeps herself busy. She might keep her mind off things. This is delicious.
Hey, there we go. This guy continues to be the most sociable person on the entire ship.
I'm so confused. I wish I knew a way to help him.
Again,
My
space
job is to stay
fireworks.
out
We've
of
seen
the
this
way, if that
before.
makes sense.
You've said goodbye to everybody before, and you were like happy and celebratory about it.
Look, even the Ravagers showed up for it.
Really being hard on himself this time, which is too bad, because those kids need someone to lift their spirits.
And here's Mikazuki, no emotions at all.
You're kidding, right? No, I'm not. He went down in the skirmish. Now he's gone. And Orga got banged up pretty bad out there, so I'm taking over for today.
By the way, who's that guy in a business suit next to you?
To take Shino. I mean, he just found out that his older brother killed himself. It doesn't seem fair.
I guess he's one of the tag-alongs for the presidential candidate guy.
Sounds like I'd better get.
Yeah, he had some assistance.
See, the question really wasn't mine. It was more for a guy on the phone. Hey, by the way, there's a guy in a business suit standing right behind you.
He's kind of ominously in shadow and everything.
Everyone's just sort of.
And there's Orca just moping.
Yeah, doing a sea moan from
It
Gurren
appears
Lagann.
the mood inside the ship is becoming rather unstable. The death of one who's so close must be difficult for such young children. I suppose it's possible a thing like this could even take away Tekken's will to fight.
Well, if they all decide that they're ready to quit, there's no way I can change their mind. But just let me assure you, if that happens...
You're the maiden of revolution.
Oh?
Because I need to...
Kudelia just, like, picks up a gun and goes, alright, you're with me, old man.
Just to throw it all away. This is too important to me.
I must say you have courage for such a young girl. Now, what did you want to discuss?
Well, at the moment, sir, we're staying on course and heading to Parliament in Edmonton.
This answers a question I've always had.
There, I'm almost certain that
what do maps in Japan look like?
To try and ambush us along the way.
They're going by tanker ship to Edmonton.
You do?
Yeah.
Where then?
Our best bet is Anchorage, Alaska.
You know, via Anchorage, Alaska.
But what are we supposed to do when we get there?
First, we can all disembark at the port. Then board a train owned
A train in America?
A train?
Interesting.
In America?
I'm surprised it ever existed.
Such a thing still existed.
Once every week, it
damn it, Griffin, are you just repeating text you've heard a half second ahead of me?
And then all the way to Edmonton. The train isn't marked or particularly unusual, so it won't raise any suspicion.
Oh, Edmonton, Canada, not Edmonton,
AHAP reactors aren't going to
England.
with their radio
Possible Edmonton in England.
Yes, of course.
Yeah, but they pointed it in the map, Edmonton, Canada.
I've made the necessary arrangements with Tewas.
Canada's now the center of parliament for the Earth. Okay, sure.
You've put together quite an amazing
I didn't see what the
plan,
U stood for.
Particularly since you've never
SAU was over in North America. Strategic Alliance. I didn't see what the U stood for.
It helps me to
Strategic Alliance Union Group.
University.
I see. Well, I have no objections. It's in your hands now.
Thank you very much, sir. And if I may, there are still a couple of things that I'd like to ask of you.
And yes, I'm still talking over the scene.
Out in Anchorage,
God damn it, what is it?
I hear that there's a
Strategic Alliance Union. Okay.
He's a colleague of yours named Lasker Alessi, right?
I guess for me, this is very much that scene of the very, like, second or third episode where they were pointing out paths to Earth.
He can transfer us to the train faster. And make sure that it's done more discreetly.
You have a point there. Very well, I'll arrange for it then.
One more thing. You said you could win if we make it in time. But once we get there and it begins, we still have no guarantee that you'll be re-elected, do we?
What's the matter? You don't trust me?
We only have one chance, sir. I just want to make certain we've done all we can. I've been told that Mr. Alessi has quite a bit of influence within the Makanai faction, and I was wondering if it would be possible to ask him to lobby for you in Parliament until we get there ourselves.
I can see you've thought of everything. All right then. I'll tell him to do so.
Thank you so much.
First the leader of Tewas, then that merchant Montauk, and this time it's me. Well, you certainly know how to get your way
That's
with
not the
men,
kind of statement you want to hear from an old man.
You want independence from Mars, and your qualities
She
as
does
an
call people while
idealistic
changing,
young
so...
woman have the ability to move people, yet you're also a realist who wants to deregulate half-metal. No doubt about it. You'll be a good leader one of these days.
Back to the Martian metal thing.
I don't want to become a leader. More than anything, I want to be hope.
That does
Even
make
if
you
my
a
hands
leader.
get stained with blood. Long as people have hope.
Oh no, you can be a
I'll know
symbol
that
without
I've made a
leading anybody.
Honestly, isn't there anything I can do?
What do you mean?
There must be a way for me to bring him out of this. I may be an adult, but I still don't know how to help.
Maybe he needs an adult.
And besides, we were only told to help out those kids in battle anyway.
Yeah, you can't really forcefully push someone out of grief or anything.
They are still children.
Yeah, so what?
Huh?
What I'm saying is, sure, I guess we might be a little older than some of them, but it's not as if we have anything to preach, because we're just the same.
The girls who are like us, and kids like them who are out there doing this kind of work, we could all die at any moment.
Take the turbans, for example. We're more or less a shelter for young girls who don't really have anywhere else to go. And if we hadn't picked some of them up, they would have been in bad shape. Believe me.
I had no idea.
But Darling likes to say that no matter what, we're all his precious women.
Just give them some time. And they'll
Really making my favorite character sound like a creep. I'm just throwing that out there.
We'll do our best to support them.
really, really like having a bit of hindsight, realizing things could have gone a lot worse with like a boys' club versus girls' club scenario here.
Mikazuki.
Hey, is he still in there?
Yes.
Okay.
Wait a minute.
Huh?
Maybe he should just be alone for now.
As if Mikazuki would listen to anybody.
This just sounds really weird, but I'm just completely always noticing that the future of hairstyles. By the way, that's what I was talking about before. Griffin talking.
Happens, you know that we'll still follow you.
The future of women's hairstyles has turned into a completely curl it into your face.
A little later. We've got more urgent things to deal with anyway.
Orca. I know.
I like how all the flashbacks are like, oh, Griffin was right, and now he's dead.
Also seems really weird that that killed him, because again, we've seen people literally crushed in metal coffins before. In this series, and all of those people survived.
Mika. Everybody's waiting.
Biscuit told me that he wanted to
It was
quit
2 days
Tekken.
from retirement.
That I'm always going down the most dangerous path I can find.
Now we have to go save his brother. I think his last name is Ryan.
It means I'm the one responsible for his death.
So that his mother can't get 3 death notices at the same time. Wait, never mind.
Hey, give me a break, Mika. I just...
Look, I'm sorry. But I can't stop yet.
That's enough.
Now I want to know.
I said that's enough!
Is this the place you told me about? 'Cause I won't stop. Not till we're there. I can't. On that day, Orca.
Flashback.
I decided.
That day I shot a guy when you told me to.
How many should I kill? How many more until we get there? Because
That's
I
not
need to
the...
know. Tell
Those
me,
aren't the
Orca,
words you want to
stop.
hear from the psychopath. How many
You're gonna
people
take
do
me
I
on,
gotta
too.
kill?
Well, it's a
That's what you
psychopath he
told me.
created,
What should I do
apparently.
next?
Get off me! Yeah, alright, fine. I'll get you there. We can't turn around now anyway. That's what you want, right?
Happy Upbeat
No
music
matter
is
what kind
really
hell
out
might
of
be waiting for us.
out of sync with the scene.
Then I'll do it.
That's one
I'm
way to get rid
bringing
of grief,
everyone with
anger.
me.
Yeah, that's right. Take us there. So
Oh my
you need me to
gosh.
take
Over all the dead
Psycho.
bodies, I'll create along the way.
If I finally get to reach that place,
Victory music.
there's nothing.
Oh, with dramatic lightning too. Oh my gosh.
I have to
All
say,
right, guys, Ellerhorn.
I have to say that maybe we've just been following the bad guys this whole
Alright,
time.
listen up. Biscuit's not with us anymore. Another one of our brothers has left us forever. But it doesn't mean we can stop moving. Because our job isn't close to being finished. Biscuit was somebody with a strong sense of duty. So the best way to honor him,
Best way to honor his
to
sense
move
of duty is
forward
to
and
do
complete
exactly
the
as I
mission.
say.
out here on Earth,
You remember how
There are those
Biscuit
who
told
only
us
wanna
all
crush
about how we
us.
should stop fighting and go home?
Biscuit already paid that price.
We'll get ready to kill more
Those
humans.
People don't understand, do they? Tekken's a
Men
hell of a lot
Earthlings, but
more than
whatever.
just a group of kids. The fact is, up until now, we just tried to fend them off best we could. But all those days are over. From this day forward, if they ever get in our way again, then we'll destroy every last one of them.
Yeah. Anyone in our way is the enemy.
This is for Biscuit, guys. No, it isn't only for him. This is a war to avenge those who fought and died in battle. For our friends.
Time for revenge.
Now that's enough!
Assholes.
Your mission is bringing Mr. Makanai to Edmonton, not taking revenge.
It's the same thing. If we don't take out Gallarhorn, they'll be the ones to take us out. Right now,
Yeah,
it's killer
'cause you're basically terrorists against a legitimate government.
But please!
Might as well stop. Everything you're saying is making sense, but they still aren't gonna listen.
Oh, thank God. Maybe he is like the most level-headed of everyone. The engineer.
We're gonna have to help him
Yeah.
out. You know, so
Best
they don't
character.
die out there.
Oh, your new favorite. So when is he gonna
Been wanting
die?
to speak with you about our next route.
Next episode.
What?
They're gonna slowly lose all the emotional core and just gonna be left with Mikazuki and Orca just going, kill them all!
still pisses me off that they need revenge against their constant win rate. We'll make them pay. And not once will we ever get comeuppance for the hundreds of people we've killed along the way.
Not even once. Snowpiercer.
Tekkadan. Iron flowers that never wilt. Can't remember how many times Eugene told me he thought it sounded lame. But you always liked the name. Thought it was perfect. Right, Biscuit?
Look,
I
if
know you don't
Eugene's
want us
telling
to go
you
in a
you're
battle to
lame.
try and avenge your death. But we can't stop now. That's what it means to be in Tekkadan. Next time, on Mobile Suit Gundam, Iron-Blooded Orphans. Episode 23, The Final Lie.
Hey.
Well, that sucks. Well, it's all my favorite character. My current favorite character is obviously getting to get into a fight with these guys, and they're all pumped up for revenge, which tells me that my new favorite's not gonna survive.
Well, hey, we just gotta build up all the eye for eye vengeance on both sides until everyone's screaming bloody murder, really. That's what it's really all about.
Well, I think, again, the only people who have anything to lose are Gallarhorn and Association, because they're the only people with the settlements, basically. Like, everything is owned by Gallarhorn, so these guys can just go around attacking everything willy-nilly, because, by the way, willy-nilly, does anyone say that anymore? Anyway, they got these guys can just go around attacking anything, damaging anything, breaking anything, killing anyone. Because the only attachments they have are internal, right? Everything they care about is all together or is in one small town on Mars. So, they got
Time
nothing.
to nuke Mars.
Well, I'm saying they got nothing to care about. Whereas Gallarhorn, not only do we have our internal associations with everybody who works in Gallarhorn, because everyone at the top is at the top, but also, oh god, we got to protect this town, we got to protect that place, we got to protect this, we got to protect that. We're constantly... I'm not in the show. They constantly, sorry, you're getting all internal narrative and external thoughts at the same time. They are constantly having to project themselves all over the place, which is why they're seeing death and destruction of everything they care about at the hands of these kids who can't lose.
Yup. Though, I mean, I'm not sure like what to really say about it. I guess if I were to shift to like to other things, though, I do like that we do have like all the Gallarhorn backdrop going on, where people are like escalating and like becoming more determined to literally destroy these kids at any cost. Like we made like a lot of fun and really pointed out like how all the kids are like now very motivated to murder, just like outright, like nothing else. Just like yeah, we're gonna murder them all. Why? Because Mukizuki said so. But Gallagher earlier in the episode went first and said like, yeah, we're pretty ready to like break out this 300-year-old technology, turn someone into a cyber zombie, and stuff them into a mobile suit just to murder them.
Just a quick correction on that. That's not... Gallarhorn isn't itself ready to just destroy all these kids. Gallarhorn is in fact the one calling back, what's her name, the leader of the Earth Defense Space Forces, calling her back to review what went wrong and then, face the music. Gallarhorn is stepping back. What you're seeing is the mechanizations of, God, Candyman.
The individual characters who are starting to split from it, actually, yeah.
Well, no, yeah, I'm saying Candyman, who is himself Montag, who is then working against Gallarhorn, is then setting things up in opposition to his father's desires, because his father is apparently galaxy braining this whole thing, that I've been setting this up since I was like 20, and now that I'm 78, it's all paying off!
I'll have exactly 3 months of world domination.
Well, it's basically because back when these... How old do you think Candyman is?
20 to 30.
Right. So back when he was a small child that we saw at his father's kneecaps, his father was orchestrating these families getting together so that he would have leverage over one family and his family would be elevated, and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So from at least 30 years ago, probably further back, because I would say that this guy is probably one of those that thought, I'll have a kid so that I can then use that kid to political marriage,
Right.
etc. So, for the last 40 to 50 years, this guy has been setting up the dominoes to fall exactly now, and that's where his concern is coming from, that my 40 to 50 year plan is now threatened by these outsider kids from Mars.
Yeah, threatened by a handful of kids who are barely managed to land on Earth and are now escorting a well-known political prisoner to a destination that everyone is aware of.
But again, pointedly, he represents old school Gallarhorn, which itself does not care about these kids. The review committee that was calling the woman back specifically is on his angle, because he is representing that side of things. It's Candyman, the son, who is, trying to overthrow everything and is deciding, hey, your dead friend Ein back there probably can control this 300-year-old suit if we put an Eviana system into him.
I think they said that they were still working on it, so maybe it's actually a modern suit, which is a 300-year upgrade on the Barbatos, so that'll be funny.
I don't know that they said that they were still working on it. I know that you
They
said...
said until recently they were working on it, is what the statement was during the show.
My thought process when they were saying that was that they were working on the system that they were going to put into Ein, not the mech that they had hanging up. Because we've seen the mechs hanging up all over the place. It never indicated that they were working on the mech before.
Yeah,
they said that they made the system for the hyper... Basically, they're calling Gundams hyper versions of the mech suits, essentially.
Yeah.
And they said that they perfected that 300 years ago, and then they put it away because it represented such bad things to everybody now, or something like that. But yeah, no. To shift gears a little bit away from the politics, which is, I think we all understand. This is like
politics is the fun part.
Well, no, I'm saying I think this is all very much a Swiss clock that we all understand that every gear is turning in different directions and it's all grinding apart and we're heading towards that spring popping out moment. But no, I mean to say that we all understand what the politics situation is. There's like 4 or 5 more players I feel are going to be introduced politically. And then we're gonna understand everything, like all those people that we met.
Yeah, like as a new dynamic is introduced, we get a new character that represents that dynamic.
Well, I mean, like those people we saw, 2 or 3 episodes back that were getting into the car. The old, well, no, that was the father in a suit. We just didn't.
We do only have 3 more episodes for this season, I suppose. So it will definitely climax at something here.
Right, but again, leaving the political situation aside.
Go ahead.
Again, I just want to reiterate that I feel like most people are going to be thinking, hey, this is Griffin's death, they're getting over it. You should really be focusing more attention on that sort of thing, because you're not empathizing with the characters, or this is a big emotional loss, and if you're not understanding that, then you're not understanding the show itself, in which case I feel like you haven't heard a word I've said for 22 episodes now. I said I can't have any emotional connection to these characters because, God, I feel like they're the bad guys.
So then your favorite's Mikazuki, the person with no emotions, aside from murder.
We had victory music playing alongside how many people do I need to kill before we reach the promised land? Which,
oh my gosh, yes.
Which both sides are horrible. The how many people do I need to kill to reach the promised land, and victory music played on top of it. It's just a bad combo. And then the speech thereafter. We'll get our revenge. Dude, how many families have you ruined? These soldiers had people to go back to as well, you know.
But they hurt the main character, so now it's serious.
Okay, I would
But yeah, no, it's a bunch of kids who don't empathize with anyone they're murdering.
I would posit to you that the loss they feel for Griffin is the same feeling that what's-her-name from the Earth Defense Forces feels at the loss of her men. She was feeling it on the battlefield when she herself decided that the revenge angle was the way to go. And yes, I am now understanding that I'm saying that revenge is bad when I'm talking about the kids, and then realizing that I said that about her also taking the revenge angle. I'm just saying that they're now feeling what she felt then, and not understanding that they're inflicting that on other people.
Yeah, I think it's probably important to say this is Gundam. The point of Gundam is not just war is bad, but we were wrong to go to war. So it is building up all the terrible things that lead into that for the next season part, where they're going to be going through all the process and recovery of going, wait a second, all of this was really stupid. Why are we killing each other?
You think? I think we're getting
That's
more
how
of the
every
same.
Gundam series goes.
No, I think the second half of Gundam Wing was a lot like the first half of Gundam Wing. I don't think anybody regretted they went to war. I think they, in fact, went to war a second time, because...
Right, but they went to war in Gundam Wing a second time, saying, we're doing these for specific reasons because we want a world that actually, like, has peace and, like, encourages justice, rather than one that's just ruled over by, like, the biggest guy who won.
Right. In first half, we overthrew the oligarchs because we wanted to create a better world. In the second half, we realized we didn't make a better world, so we better overthrow the oligarchs.
We can save this for the Gundam Wing discussion.
God, I would...
But for right now, we're going to go ahead and keep watching this and see how soon they overthrow all the oligarchs. Prediction. They're totally going to blow up Parliament.
No, remember, not Britain. They're heading to Canada, not Britain.
What do they keep calling the place that they're going?
Edmonton.
The building. The political structure.
Don't know, they only pointed at a map in Canada.
I'm pretty sure they're going to a parliament in Edmonton.
You think?
I'm pretty sure that's the word that they've been using.
If the bet we're going to place here, what is the payoff on said bet if they don't go to a building called Parliament?
Well, the point is, I was saying, is that they're going to go there, they're going to do their presentation, and it's going to explode, and it's going to ignite the conflict. Montague is going to go ahead and make his dramatic appearance to the public, and he's going to say, yes, now's the time to go ahead and remember how cool Gallarhorn was in the past. Join my brand new group that'll be like that, and we're going to kill a bunch of people.
Am I forgetting a character? Did the arch enemy of the Capulets show up and I wasn't paying attention?
Maybe it was Montag?
Montag is Candyman's alter ego.
There we go. Montag shows up. It had an M in it. I was 50% close.
Well, to be fair, I guess Candyman does have a few M&Ms.
So yeah, that's my prediction. The climax of the season is going to be Montag popping up and making the new organization.
Oh, you're not predicting the next episode, you're predicting the season ending.
The season ending, yes.
I was saying next episode we know they're not going to get there because they're fighting in the snow.
Oh yeah, they're going to have a cool train fight episode. That's what's going to happen.
Or Murder on the Orient Express. I'm just saying it would be cooler to me if there was a murder mystery episode and not a Gundam fighting episode.
Who killed him? Was it you, the Gundam outside, or you?
Just think about how amazing it would be to take all the characters we have right now, put them all on a train, and have a Sherlock Holmes style murder mystery instead of Gundams fighting. I know. Why did you come here? Why did you come here if you didn't want to watch Gundams fighting? But think about it. There would be
there's usually like some close quarters combat happening in Gundam, and I think that would be a cool thing.
There would be so much character development. There would be so much linear thinking to have a murder mystery where these characters just don't pull guns and say, "You did it! I know you did it!"
Well, I think if that's it for now, we do have the road trip via train happening next time, and we'll see how that turns out. So, everybody, I'm Griffin, that's Theta, this has been Stone-Faced Reactions, and we'll catch you next time. See you, everybody. Hey everybody, thanks for watching another Stone-Faced Reactions. If you have an idea of another video we could go ahead and watch, go ahead and put it in the comments down below and we'll add it to the wheel. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and let us know what you thought about this video and what parts you liked. And until then, we'll see you next time. Is this too goofy?